I have the Oracle card reading for the week of June 16th through 22nd. I freaking love this card. My immediate reaction is, yes, I get to wave my hippie woo flag. But then as I sat with it, I realized that it's something completely different, but not entirely. This card is called the Third Eye Awakening. So stay with me for a minute. I promise we're going to come out the other side of my hippie woo with something that's going to be really helpful for you. This is why I got so excited. If we're talking about chakras, which is one of my favorite topics and something that I heavily subscribe to, the third eye is located right about here. So, right in the middle of your forehead. It's the sixth chakra. It is about physical, or not physical, it is about psychic abilities, but it's also about understanding the world around you beyond your own desires, your own distractions. It's about clarity and it's about intuition. So let's start with exactly what is intuition. This is the ability to comprehend or even understand something without having to consciously think about it or to reason through it. So, some people say that this is based solely on your experiences. I believe that your past experiences play into that ability, but I also think that there is more, and that it has to do with your sixth sense, that sixth chakra. You see what we did there? That sixth sense is your gut instinct or that feeling that you have. I could talk about this for the next 2 hours. It's something that I really, really love, but I'm going to condense it here just to say that we all have this ability to rely on our intuition without overthinking if you're open to it. And how that all relates to what this card, the Third Eye Awakening, is this piece about clarity. So remember, I pull these cards weeks in advance, and I don't always understand the purpose until we get there. The meaning of this card hit me right between the eyes, right here. The conversations that I have had over the last couple of days have led me exactly where we need to go with this. We all do this thing where we put our head in the sand or we just choose to not face something. I used to call this my crown of denial, and it was firmly planted on the top of my head because it's way easier to not face what I should have been facing. So, everyone does this to some degrees. Sometimes it is unconscious and it is a form of self protection. You do it without even realizing that you're doing it. Maybe you just aren't ready to face the consequences or of acknowledging whatever it is. So for me, this used to be about things often financially related, like car repairs. I'll just ignore it until the car breaks down because I don't know how to pay for the repairs or I don't have the time to make that happen. It might be another bill that I couldn't figure out or know how to pay. Um, or it might be about not being able to fulfill a need that someone had of me, but more often than not, it's about not getting what I needed from someone else. And so it's way easier to make excuses for what that person is dealing with than it is to acknowledge that they're hurting me in some way. I don't know. I don't do that anymore. Not at all. I am worth more. I deserve more. And that is exactly the point. When you don't face whatever it is that you are dealing with, you will not be able to realize your full potential. You will not be able to live in your purpose. You will not be able to honor yourself. All of that stops you from finding your joy. It stops you from bringing joy to the rest of the world and the people that you love. So, what is it that you're burying? You know it's there. It might come to you in tidbits of a dream or flashes or memories or just a feeling of missing something. You might have a general feeling that is a lack of purpose or joy. You might feel emotionally detached, maybe from your partner, from your parents, your kids, your friends. Maybe you don't feel like you care enough about your career or your community. Often that all plays out without you knowing that you should and you will go through the motions, but emotionally it just isn't there for you, which makes you feel disconnected and leaves you with a lot of questions. It's time for you to face it. Whatever it is, you're safe. You don't need to feel afraid. And even if you do feel that fear, it's okay to lean into that discomfort. Coming out the other side of that will feel amazing. So, how do you do that? The tangible of this one is a little bit more challenging. You have to listen. You have to listen to yourself, to your emotions, your reactions, and then you have to reflect on what you find. You can start with a little bit of movement, maybe a cardio, like a walk or a run, a little bit of yoga, even some breath work will do here. So then you need to make some space for quiet. And then let's do a reflection activity. So once you do the movement and you find your quiet, ask yourself a couple of questions. And without putting any thought into the answers, just let them come. Write them down. This is free writing. We're not allowing critical thinking or overthinking or judgment or control to happen here. We are just allowing the words to flow. You're not worrying about somebody else finding what you've written down or reading the words because you are free to destroy this as soon as you're done. Just take a breath, zone out, and allow the writing to happen. So here are the questions. What emotions are you avoiding? Maybe it's sadness, maybe it's resentment, maybe it's grief. What makes you feel uncomfortable or anxious? What triggers those things? What are you afraid to feel? And what will happen if you allow yourself to feel those emotions? Here's what I know. This won't feel great. It really won't. You will either feel self-conscious or you will feel those feelings that you have been avoiding and they will make you uncomfortable. And it is okay. You are okay. Lean in, face it. You are strong enough. You deserve to move past this. And know that I'm here for you. Reach out. I'm more than happy to guide you through this process. You deserve it. Go to my website, sign up for my email to keep up with what's going on. Have a great week. I love you.